Tonight, you are not falling asleep on Earth. You are falling asleep inside a structure so vast that light itself needs 100,000 years to cross it. You are not beneath the stars. You are embedded within them. Every breath you take happens inside a rotating disk of hundreds of billions of suns. Every heartbeat echoes within a spiral system shaped by gravity, dark matter, and time itself. And yet you have never seen it. Because you cannot step outside your own galaxy to look back. The Milky Way is your home. But it is also your blind spot. Tonight, we will drift through 100 facts about the galaxy that surrounds you, not as distant trivia, but as a quiet descent into perspective. Each fact a step deeper. Each revelation a widening horizon. By the time you close your eyes, you may realize something unsettling. You have never truly known where you are. And once you understand it, sleep may feel different. Let's begin. The Milky Way is a barred spiral galaxy. That means it is not a simple swirl, it has a central bar of stars stretching across its core, like a glowing spine. 0 to 120,000 light-years across. A light-year is the distance light travels in a year, nearly 9.5 trillion kilometers. Multiply that by 100,000. You are living inside that scale. There are likely between 100 and 400 billion stars here. No one knows the exact number. That uncertainty itself is a fact. Our sun is one of them, but it is not special. Orbits the galactic center at about 828,000 kilometers per hour. Even at that speed, one full orbit, one galactic year, takes around 225 to 250 million Earth years. When dinosaurs walked the Earth, the sun was on the opposite side of the galaxy. Fact after fact reshapes your sense of time. At the center of the Milky Way lies a supermassive black hole called Sagittarius A*. It contains about 4 million times the mass of our sun. It is not devouring everything. It is anchoring everything. Stars near it move at tremendous speeds. Space there is dense, bright, violent. Yet we are 26,000 light-years away from that chaos. We live in a spiral arm called the Orion Arm, a minor structure between two major arms. We are not in the galactic center, not in the outer rim. A cosmic suburb. The Milky Way is about 13.6 billion years old, nearly as old as the universe itself. It began forming not long after the Big Bang, merging with smaller protogalaxies, and it is still merging. Right now, our galaxy is slowly colliding with the Andromeda Galaxy. They are moving toward each other at about 110 kilometers per second. But don't panic. The collision will occur in about 4.5 billion years. When it happens, stars will mostly pass by one another without crashing because space inside galaxies is mostly empty. The real violence will be gravitational distortion, spirals stretched. A halo of dark matter, invisible, undetectable directly, but inferred from how stars move. Without it, the galaxy would spin apart. Dark matter outweighs all visible stars and gas combined. You are living in something mostly invisible. The galaxy also contains vast clouds of gas and dust, stellar nurseries where new stars are born. Regions like the Orion Nebula glow with ultraviolet light from newborn suns. Stars die here too. Massive stars explode as supernova, scattering heavy elements carbon, oxygen, iron into space. Those elements later form planets. And eventually, you. The iron in your blood was forged in a dying star somewhere in this galaxy. You are not just in the Milky Way. You are made of it. Globular clusters, dense spherical collections of ancient stars orbit the galaxy's halo. Some contain stars nearly as old as the universe. They are fossils of cosmic history. The galactic disk is about 1,000 light-years thick. The halo extends much farther. Radio waves reveal structure we cannot see in visible light. Infrared telescopes peer through dust. X-ray observatories detect violent remnants. The Milky Way is not a static photograph. It is dynamic. Every second somewhere inside it a star ignites, every second somewhere else a star collapses. And still most of it remains unmapped. We cannot photograph our own galaxy from the outside. Inference, modeling. You have seen our reconstructions based on data, inference modeling. Your home. As we drift deeper, scale shifts again. The Milky Way is part of the local group, a collection of more than 50 galaxies gravitationally bound together. This group itself moves within the Virgo supercluster. Zoom out further, and our galaxy becomes one luminous grain in a cosmic web of filaments stretching across billions of light years. But return now. Fact by fact, the galaxy grows stranger. There are rogue planets drifting between stars' worlds with no sun. There are pulsars spinning hundreds of times per second. There are regions where radiation would sterilize any life instantly. And somewhere statistically there may be thousands, perhaps millions of Earth-like planets. The Milky Way may host more planets than stars. Pause on that. More worlds than suns. Some orbit red dwarfs. Some orbit binary systems. Some wander cold and alone. Some may host oceans beneath ice. Some may have civilizations looking outward wondering about the same spiral structure. If intelligent life exists elsewhere in the Milky Way, the distance between civilizations may be thousands of light years. Messages would take millennia to cross. Silence does not mean emptiness. It may mean scale. As we near the end of this descent, perspective sharpens. You are riding a small rocky planet around an average star in the outer region of a typical spiral galaxy, one among trillions in the observable universe. And yet, without you, the Milky Way would not be known. The galaxy existed for billions of years without self-awareness. Now, for a brief flicker of cosmic time, a cluster of atoms inside it, and think about it. The Milky Way is not just a structure of stars. It is a structure that produced consciousness. It produced you. And as you fall asleep tonight, the galaxy continues rotating. The black hole continues anchoring. Dark matter continues shaking invisible scaffolding. You drift into dreams while orbiting a galactic center you will never see directly. You are inside something vast beyond imagination. You cannot step outside it. You cannot see it whole. But you can understand it, and that may be the most astonishing fact of all. Because in a universe filled with silent stars, a small mind inside the Milky Way has begun to notice the dark. And that changes everything. The first time you truly imagine the Milky Way from above, something inside you resists it. A spiral of light, a glowing bar across its center. Arms curling outward like luminous rivers frozen mid-whirlpool. But that image, beautiful as it is incomplete. Because the Milky Way is not just a picture. It is motion. Everything you know is moving. Right now, as you sit still, you are traveling around the galactic center at nearly 230 kilometers per second. That is fast enough to circle Earth in less than 3 minutes. And yet you feel nothing. No hum of cosmic engines. That silence is your first clue. Announce its power. It hides it in scale. Let's descend deeper. Fact 34. The Milky Way does not rotate like a solid object. Stars closer to the center orbit faster, but not in the way Newton would predict if only visible matter existed. The outer stars move too quickly, as if something unseen is adding gravity. That something is dark matter. Imagine a vast invisible halo enveloping the galaxy. You cannot see it. You cannot touch it. But without it, the outer stars would fling themselves into intergalactic space. Dark matter outweighs normal matter by a factor of about 5 to 1. Most of your galaxy is invisible scaffolding. Fact 35. The dark matter halo extends far beyond the luminous disk, possibly up to 1 million light-years in diameter. The glowing spiral you imagine? That is only the bright core of something much larger. Fact 36. The Milky Way is consuming smaller galaxies. Right now, it is gravitationally shredding dwarf galaxies that wander too close. Streams of stars like stellar rivers arc through the halo. These are remnants of past meals. The galaxy grows not just by forming stars, but by swallowing neighbors. You are living inside a cosmic cannibal. Fact 37. One such structure is the Sagittarius dwarf galaxy, currently being torn apart as it passes through the Milky Way's disk. Stars from that dwarf galaxy now move among ours, which means some of the stars in your night sky were not born here. They are immigrants. Fact 38. The Milky Way's disk is warped. It is not flat like a perfect vinyl record. The outer edges bend and ripple, likely from gravitational interactions with satellite galaxies. From afar, it would look slightly twisted like a spinning plate flexing under invisible pressure. Even galaxies are not stable. Fact 39. There are stellar streams wrapping around the galaxy like ghostly ribbons, evidence of ancient mergers. The Milky Way remembers its past in motion. Now shift perspective again. Move inward. Fact 40. The central bulge of the Milky Way contains some of the oldest stars in the galaxy, many over 10 billion years old. These stars formed when the galaxy was young, chaotic, turbulent. They have orbited the center dozens of times while Earth did not yet exist. Fact 41. At the very center lies Sagittarius A*, the supermassive black hole. It does not shine brightly. It is relatively quiet compared to black holes in other galaxies. But occasionally, it flares, emitting bursts of X-rays as matter spirals inward. If you were close enough, you would see stars whipping around an invisible point at extraordinary speeds. Their orbits provided the evidence that the black hole exists. Gravity revealed the unseen again. Fact 42. Time flows differently near the galactic center. General relativity tells us that gravity bends space-time. Near a supermassive black hole, time slows slightly compared to regions farther away. The difference is tiny at our distance, but it is real. Fact 43. The Milky Way spiral arms. are not permanent structures. They are density waves like traffic jams in space. Stars move in and out of spiral arms as they orbit. The arms appear bright because they compress gas and trigger star formation. Blue, massive stars ignite their short-lived, brilliant explosive. The arms are patterns, not fixed objects. The galaxy is choreography. Fact 44, massive stars lie fast and die young. Some burn for only a few million years before exploding as supernova. In those explosions, elements heavier than iron are forged gold, uranium, platinum. Your jewelry began in stellar violence. Fact 45, the Milky Way produces about 1 to 2 new stars per year. That may sound small, but over billions of years, it builds vast stellar populations. Fact 46, not all stars are solitary. Binary and even triple star systems are common. Some planets orbit 2 suns like the fictional world of Tatooine in Star Wars. But this is not fiction. Exoplanet surveys confirm it. Fact 47, there may be tens of billions of Earth-sized planets in the Milky Way. Statistical models based on observations from the Kepler mission suggest that small rocky planets are common. The galaxy may be crowded with potentially habitable worlds. Crowded. Fact 48. The so-called galactic habitable zone is a concept describing regions where conditions may be more favorable for life, not too close to the radiation-heavy center, not too far where heavy elements are scarce. We happen to be in that zone, a narrow ring of relative safety. Or simply the selection effect of existence. Fact 49. The Milky Way emits radio waves from neutral hydrogen gas. When astronomers map these signals, they can trace the spiral structure hidden behind dust clouds. Much of the galaxy is invisible in visible light because interstellar dust blocks it. You cannot see your home clearly with your eyes. You need different senses. X-ray. Fact 50. Cosmic rays' high-energy particles constantly stream through the galaxy, occasionally striking Earth's atmosphere. They are relics of supernova and energetic processes. Invisible rain from stellar death. Fact 51. The Sun oscillates up and down through the galactic plane as it orbits, completing one vertical cycle roughly every 60 to 70 million years. Some scientists speculate that these oscillations may influence Oort disturbances in the Oort cloud. Perhaps even mass extinctions. The galaxy may subtly shape life's history. Fact 52. The Milky Way contains giant molecular clouds spanning hundreds of light-years cold, dense regions where gravity slowly gathers matter until stars ignite. Inside these clouds, temperatures can drop to just a few degrees above absolute zero, silent nurseries in darkness. Fact 53. There are magnetors in our galaxy, neutron stars with magnetic fields trillions of times stronger than Earth's. If one passed within a few thousand kilometers, it could erase credit cards and disrupt electronics from a vast distance. Extreme physics exists here. Fact 54. The galaxy is filled with gravitational waves, ripples in space-time from merging black holes and neutron stars. Most pass unnoticed. It vibrates. Fact 55. The Milky Way itself is moving, not stationary in the universe. It is traveling toward the Great Attractor, a massive gravitational anomaly influencing galaxies across hundreds of millions of light-years. You are not just orbiting the galactic center. You are being pulled through intergalactic space. Layers of motion. Orbit within drift. It's the Sun. The Sun orbits the galactic center. The galaxy moves within the local group. The local group moves within a supercluster. And you feel none of it. Stillness is an illusion born of shared motion. Fact 56. If the Milky Way was shrunk to the size of North America, our entire solar system would fit within a coin. Fact 57. If every star were a grain of sand, the galaxy would cover a continent. Fact 58. Light from the far side of the galaxy began traveling toward you when early humans were just beginning to paint caves. Fact 59. If you could travel at the speed of today's fastest spacecraft, it would take tens of millions of years to cross the galaxy. Fact 60. Despite its enormity, the Milky Way may be just average among spiral galaxies. Galaxies are hundreds of thousands of light-years larger. Some contain trillions of stars. Some host black holes billions of times the Sun's mass. The Milky Way is not the pinnacle. It is one instance, one configuration of matter and gravity among uncountable variations. And yet it is the only one you will ever call home. As we move toward the final descent, one realization emerges quietly. The galaxy is not static history. It is unfinished. Stars are forming. Collisions loom. 4.5 billion years from now, the Andromeda Galaxy will fill Earth's sky, vast, luminous, terrifying. The spiral arms will distort. New stars will ignite. the night sky will change forever. And somewhere in that distant epoch, if consciousness still flickers inside merged galaxies, it may look back and ask, what did it feel like to live before the collision? You are living in that before. The calm before cosmic rearrangement. And in the next movement of this journey, we will confront something even more destabilizing. The possibility that the Milky Way, immense as it is, may not even be the fundamental structure of reality. There is a deeper pattern, a larger web, and it may redefine what home truly means. There is a moment just before sleep when your thoughts loosen. Scale becomes fluid. This is where the Milky Way becomes dangerous. Because once you truly understand its scale, its hidden mass, you begin to sense something unsettling. Even the galaxy is not fundamental. It feels enormous. But it is not the final layer. Fact 61. The Milky Way is part of a gravitational family called the local group. More than 50 galaxies orbit a shared center of mass. Small dwarf galaxies. Irregular shapes. Together they are bound in slow motion, like dancers turning toward an inevitable embrace. Fact 62. The local group spans roughly 10 million light-years. Your 100,000 light-year-wide galaxy is just one structure inside something 100 times larger. Already, scale slips again. Fact 63. The local group itself is part of the Virgo supercluster, a sprawling assembly of tens of thousands of galaxies stretching over 100 million light-years. And even that is not the end. Fact 64. On the largest scales, galaxies arrange themselves into a cosmic web, vast filaments of matter separated by enormous voids. If you could zoom out far enough, the universe would not look random. It would look biological, like neurons, like synapses, like a cosmic brain made of galaxies. The Milky Way is a single luminous cell in that structure. Fact 65. The observable universe contains at least 2 trillion galaxies. 2 trillion. Each potentially containing hundreds of billions of stars, each with planets. From distant galaxies we see tonight began its journey billions of years ago before the sun existed. When you look at deep space, you are looking backward in time. The galaxy you inhabit is a present-tense structure, but the wider universe is an archive. Fact 67. The cosmic microwave background faint radiation left over from the Big Bang permeates space, including the Milky Way. You are immersed in ancient light. Fact 68. The Milky Way is moving at about 600 kilometers per second relative to that background radiation. Not just orbiting. Accelerating through expanding spacetime. Fact 69. The universe itself is expanding. Galaxies beyond our local group are moving away from us, and the farther they are, the faster they recede. This is not because we are central. It is because space itself stretches. Fact 70. One day, billions of years from now, distant galaxies will recede so far that their light will never reach us. May see only darkness beyond their local stars. May see only darkness beyond their local stars. They may never know the universe was once filled with galaxies. We are living in a privileged era, an era when the cosmic horizon is still visible. Fact 71. Dark energy, an unknown force, is driving this accelerated expansion. It makes up about 70% of the universe's total energy density. Remember how dark matter outweighed visible matter in the galaxy? Now zoom out. Most of the universe is not just invisible, it is mysterious in nature. Fact 72. All the stars, planets, gas, dust, everything you can see in the Milky Way represent less than 5% of the total cosmic content. You are made of the minority substance of reality. Fact 73. The Milky Way will eventually exhaust much of its star-forming gas. Star birth will slow. The galaxy will redden as massive blue stars die and only long-lived red dwarfs remain. Fact 74. Trillions of years from now, far beyond our sun's lifespan, red dwarfs may still shine faintly in the dark. The Milky Way will not die quickly. It will fade slowly. Fact 75. Black holes in the galaxy will continue merging over unimaginable timescales. Gravitational waves will ripple through a universe increasingly cold and empty. Fact 76. If protons eventually decay, as some theories suggest, even atoms may not be permanent. The matter composing the Milky Way could dissolve over timescales so vast that the word year becomes meaningless. Fact 77. Eventually, black holes themselves may evaporate through Hawking radiation. After incomprehensible epochs, even Sagittarius A* could vanish into faint radiation. The anchor of the galaxy would disappear. Fact 78. In the far future, the universe may approach heat death, maximum entropy, minimal structure. No stars. No galaxies forming, just thin radiation and isolated particles. The Milky Way is temporary. Fact 79, and yet in its brief luminous era, it produced chemistry. Fact 80. That chemistry assembled into biology. Fact 81. That biology evolved into awareness. Fact 82. Awareness began to measure the galaxy. Fact 83. Telescopes mapped spiral arms. Fact 84. Equations describe gravitational curves. From black hole mergers billions of light years away. From black hole mergers billions of light years away. Fact 86. A species on a small planet inside a minor spiral arm began reconstructing the structure of its own galaxy without ever leaving it. This may be the most astonishing fact so far. Fact 87. The Milky Way became self-aware through you. For 13.6 billion years, stars formed and died without reflection. Then atoms arranged themselves into neurons. Minds into questions. Fact 88. Every time you imagine the galaxy, matter inside it models itself. The universe examining the universe. Fact 89. The night sky you see is incomplete. Dust hides much of the galactic plane. Human vision captures only a sliver of the electromagnetic spectrum. Reality is richer than perception. Fact 90. Even now, there may be phenomena inside the Milky Way we have not yet imagined: exotic objects, unknown physics, undiscovered patterns. Fact 91. Our map of the galaxy is still being refined. New surveys adjust distances, discover streams, refine mass estimates. The picture changes. Fact 92. The Milky Way's total mass is still uncertain, perhaps around 1 to 2 trillion times the mass of the Sun. Even the weight of our home is an estimate. Fact 93. The galaxy's shape may continue evolving as it interacts with Andromeda and smaller companions. Fact 94. The collision with Andromeda will likely create a new elliptical galaxy, sometimes nicknamed Milkomeda. Spiral structure erased. A new configuration born. Fact 95. If intelligent life survives that merger, their sky will be brighter, filled with distorted arcs of stars. Fact 96. They may study ancient records and learn that once, long ago, two separate spirals danced. Fact 97. Our current night sky is temporary art. Fact 98. The Sun itself will not survive to see the merger. In about 5 billion years, it will swell into a red giant, likely engulfing the inner planets. The Milky Way will continue. You will not. Fact 99. Every human who has ever lived did so within this galaxy. Contained within one spiral. Fact 100. The Milky Way does not need you to exist. But your existence gives it meaning, not objective meaning. Not cosmic purpose written into space-time, but experiential meaning. Because scale without awareness is silent. And awareness, however fragile, transforms silence into story. Now return to where we began. You are falling asleep inside something you cannot see whole. You orbit a center you will never visit. You move through space at extraordinary speed without feeling motion. You are composed of atoms forged in ancient stellar explosions. You inhabit a galaxy that is temporary, inside a universe that is expanding, toward a future that dissolves structure. Here you are. A brief spark of perception inside a rotating spiral of light. The Milky Way is vast beyond imagination. But the fact that you can imagine it, that may be the quiet miracle. So as you drift towards sleep, remember you are not beneath the galaxy. You are within it. And for a fleeting cosmic moment tonight, the Milky Way feels vast. But now we go further than comfort allows, because there is one more layer beneath everything we've explored, a layer that does not expand scale outward, but inward. You have traveled across spiral arms. You have hovered near a supermassive black hole. You have watched galaxies drift apart in cosmic expansion. Now we shrink. To the fabric beneath the galaxy itself. Fact 101. The Milky Way is not made of things. It is made of fields. Modern physics tells us that what we call particles, electrons, quarks, photons, are excitations in underlying quantum fields. The stars of the Milky Way are not solid objects in the classical sense. They are structured vibrations in invisible fields. Fact 102. The vacuum of space is not empty. Even between stars, quantum fluctuations constantly appear and disappear, particle-antiparticle pairs flickering into existence and annihilating again. Space is restless. Even in the darkest regions between spiral arms, reality trembles. Fact 103. Gravity, which binds the galaxy together, may not be a force in the traditional sense. In Einstein's description, gravity is curvature, mass-bending space-time. The Milky Way is not being pulled together. It is moving along curved geometry. Stars orbit the center because space-time itself is shaped that way. Fact 104. Space-time may not be fundamental. Some modern theories suggest it emerges from deeper quantum information structures like a hologram projected from underlying data. If that is true, the Milky Way is not just a structure in space. It is a pattern in information. Fact 105. The holographic principle proposes that the information describing a volume of space may be encoded on its boundary. Imagine, the entire Milky Way, all its stars and black holes, could theoretically be described by information on a distant cosmic surface. Reality as encoding. Fact 106. The laws of physics appear finely tuned for structure. If gravity was slightly stronger, galaxies might collapse too quickly. Slightly weaker, and matter might never clump into stars. The Milky Way exists within a narrow band of physical parameters. Fact 107. We do not yet know why those constants have their specific values. Some theories suggest a multiverse, a vast ensemble of universes with varying physical laws. If that is true, the Milky Way is one outcome among countless cosmic experiments. Fact 108. Consciousness, the very awareness contemplating the galaxy, remains scientifically mysterious. Neuroscience explains mechanisms. Physics explains matter. But subjective experience, the feeling of being, is not yet fully understood. FAs. Fact 19. The Milky Way produced self-aware beings capable of abstract mathematics. That may be statistically rare. Or it may be inevitable wherever complexity emerges. We do not know. Fact 110. If intelligent civilizations arise frequently, the galaxy could be quietly populated with minds. If they are rare, you may be among the first. Both possibilities are staggering. Fact 111. The Fermi paradox asks if intelligent life is common. Where is everyone? Perhaps civilizations self-destruct. Perhaps they are too far apart. Perhaps we are early. Silence, again, does not equal emptiness. Fact 112. The Milky Way may host ancient civilizations that rose and vanished millions of years before Earth formed complex life. Their traces, if any, would be faint. Cosmic timescales erase evidence. Fact 113. Information can travel no faster than light. That limit, the cosmic speed limit, defines the structure of causality in the galaxy. No message can outrun it. Fact 114. Because of that limit, every observer in the Milky Way sees a slightly different version of reality. There is no single universal now across the galaxy. Time is local. Fact 115. When you look at a star 1,000 light-years away, you see it as it was 1,000 years ago. The galaxy you perceive is always delayed. Fact 116. If an alien civilization were observing Earth from 65 million light-years away, they would be watching dinosaurs. Every perspective is time-shifted. Fact 117. The Milky Way structure you imagine is an approximation assembled from signals arriving at different times. You never perceive it as it truly is now. Fact 118. Entropy, the measure of disorder, increases everywhere in the galaxy. Stars burn fuel. Structure gradually decays. The galaxy is a temporary island of order in an expanding sea of entropy. Fact 119. And yet within that rising entropy, local complexity forms. Stars ignite. Life emerges. Fact 120. Complexity can arise even as the universe trends toward disorder. The Milky Way is proof. Fact 121. The atoms in your body have traveled across the galaxy. Forged in ancient stars, scattered by supernova, mixed in molecular clouds, incorporated into the sun, assembled into Earth, reorganized into biology. You are recycled stardust with memory. Fact 122. When you exhale, some of your atoms drift into the atmosphere, perhaps never to return. In millions of years, those atoms may become part of another organism, perhaps even beyond Earth if humanity spreads. Matter circulates. Fact 123. The Milky Way is a dynamic exchange system: gas inflows, stellar winds, black hole jets, cosmic rays. Nothing is static. Fact 124. If you compress the galaxy's history into a single calendar year, humanity appears in the last seconds of December 31st. Fact 125. Your entire life spans a fraction of that final second. Fact 126. And yet, within that sliver, you can reconstruct billions of years of cosmic evolution. Fact 127. The galaxy is vast, but human cognition can model it. Fact 128. That modeling is imperfect but powerful. Fact 129. Every improvement in telescopes reshapes our understanding. Fact 130. Future discoveries may overturn current models. The Milky Way is not a finished book. It is an unfolding investigation. Fact 131. One day, humanity may travel beyond the solar system. Fact 132. Probes may map nearby stars directly. Fact 133. Artificial intelligence may analyze vast stellar datasets. Fact 134. Civilizations may become multiplanetary. Fact 135. The Milky Way could become interconnected by communication networks spanning light years. Or Fact 136. Humanity could vanish quietly, leaving the galaxy unchanged. The spiral would continue rotating. Stars would continue forming. Sagittarius A asterisk would continue anchoring. Fact 137. The galaxy does not depend on human survival. Fact 138. But human meaning depends on the galaxy's existence. Fact 139. Without the Milky Way, there is no sun. Fact 140. Without the sun, no Earth. Fact 141. Without Earth, no you. Fact 142. Without you, the galaxy remains unobserved. Fact 143. Observation changes reality at quantum scales. Fact 144. At cosmic scales, observation changes significance. Fact 145. The Milky Way is indifferent. Fact 146. But you are not. Fact 147. Awe is a biological response to scale and mystery. Fact 148. That awe can shift perspective. Fact 149. Perspective can change behavior. Fact 150. Understanding the galaxy may alter how you see conflict, borders, identity. Because from 100,000 light-years away, there are no nations, no divisions, only a small blue world orbiting an ordinary star in a spiral arm. Fact 151. The Milky Way has no center of meaning, only a center of mass. Fact 152. Meaning emerges locally. Fact 153. You are one such local emergence. Fact 154. The galaxy will outlive you. Fact 155. The universe will outlive the galaxy. Fact 156. But this moment, this awareness exists now. Fact 157. Billions of stars burn silently. Fact 158. Black holes curve spacetime. Fact 159. Dark matter shapes invisible halos. Fact 160. And somewhere inside it all, you are thinking. This may be the quiet paradox. The Milky Way is unimaginably large. You are unimaginably small. And yet the scale of your understanding can encompass it. The spiral does not know itself, but through you briefly it does. Now return once more to stillness. Earth spins beneath you. Sleep approaches, but before you close your eyes, hold this final realization: you have never left your galaxy. You have never seen it whole. And yet, through thought alone, you have crossed 100,000 light years. You are inside a spiral of stars, temporary, dynamic, unfinished. And for a fleeting moment in cosmic time, the Milky Way is not just light in the dark. It is a story. And you are part of it if you are still here, still listening. Between wakefulness and sleep, then something remarkable has already happened. You began this journey as a person on a planet. Now you exist in layers, inside an expanding universe, and yet none of those layers feel heavy. Because the deeper truth is quieter, the Milky Way is not pressing down on you. It is holding you in place. Fact 161. Every atom in your body is gravitationally bound to the galaxy. The pull is weak compared to Earth's gravity, but it is real. You are not drifting freely through infinite emptiness. You are held in orbit, secured by the combined mass of billions of stars and an unseen halo of dark matter. Fact 162. If the Milky Way's dark matter vanished instantly, stars including our Sun would slowly drift away from their stable paths. The galaxy would unravel. Structure depends on invisible support. Fact 163. Stability in the universe often depends on what cannot be seen. Fact 164. The Milky Way has likely experienced long periods of calm billions of years without major collisions. These quiet eras allow planets to stabilize, oceans to form, life to evolve. Chaos and calm alternate on cosmic scales. Fact 165. The Sun formed about 4.6 billion years ago, roughly two-thirds of the way through the Milky Way's current lifespan. We arrived late in the story. Fact 166. The elements necessary for life, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, were enriched by earlier stars. The galaxy had to age before biology was possible. Fact 167. In a sense, you are a second or third generation phenomenon. Born not from the first stars, but from recycled stellar remnants. Fact 168. The first stars in the Milky Way were likely massive and short-lived. They contained almost no heavy elements. The early galaxy was chemically simpler. Complexity had to accumulate. Fact 169. Time is the galaxy's greatest architect. Given enough of it, gravity sculpts matter into stars. Stars synthesize atoms. Atoms assemble into molecules. Molecules into cells. Fact 170. The Milky Way does not hurry. Its processes unfold over millions and billions of years. Your life unfolds over decades, yet you can comprehend billions of years in a single thought. Fact 170 weighs entire 13.6 billion year history into 24 hours. Humanity appears in the last fraction of a second before midnight. Fact 172. All of recorded human civilization would occupy less than a blink. Fact 173. Every ancient empire rose and fell inside that blink. Fact 174. And still, within that blink, we mapped the galaxy's structure. Fact 175. Radio telescopes traced hydrogen clouds. Fact 176. Infrared surveys pierced dusty spiral arms. Fact 177. Stellar motions revealed the mass of Sagittarius A asterisk. Fact 178. Gravitational lensing hinted at dark matter's presence. We decoded a structure we cannot step outside. Fact 179. You do not need to leave a galaxy to understand it. You need patience, mathematics, and imagination. Fact 180. The Milky Way is not flat in experience. It is layered in perspective. From Earth, it is a faint band of light stretching across the night sky. From space telescopes, it becomes a rotating system of spiral arms. From simulations, it becomes a dynamic gravitational network. From philosophy, it becomes context. Fact 181. Context reshapes meaning. When you understand you are one star among hundreds of billions, personal concerns shift scale. Not because they vanish, but because they are reframed. Fact 182. The Milky Way does not diminish you. It situates you. Fact 183. You are small physically. Fact 184. But cognitively, you span 100,000 light years. Fact 185. The ability to model the galaxy inside your mind is itself a cosmic event. Fact 186. Somewhere in the future, another species may rise inside this same spiral. Fact 187. They may look at the same central bulge. Fact 188. They may detect the same dark matter halo. Fact 189. They may wonder if they are alone. Fact 190. They may never know you existed, just as you may never know them. Fact 191. The Milky Way contains enough time and space for countless stories to unfold without intersecting. Fact 192. Distance protects isolation. Fact 193. But it also preserves diversity. Fact 194. No single civilization can dominate the entire galaxy easily. The distances are too vast. The energy cost too immense. Fact 195. That limitation may be a blessing. It allows many experiments of life to occur independently. Fact 196. The Milky Way is not a stage with one spotlight. It is a vast theater with billions of quiet scenes playing simultaneously. Fact 197. Most of those scenes are probably silent. Rocks orbiting stars. Gas clouds collapsing. Black holes feeding slowly. Fact 198. A small fraction may be alive. Fact 199. An even smaller fraction may be aware. Fact 200. And for a brief moment, you are part of that aware fraction. Now let everything slow. The Sun completing one orbit every 230 million years. The galaxy drifting toward Andromeda. The universe expanding in all directions. All of it happening without sound. You do not hear the spiral turning. You do not feel dark matter holding you in orbit. You do not sense space-time curving beneath your feet. And yet it is happening. This is the final paradox. The Milky Way is immense beyond comprehension. It will exist long after you are gone. It does not require your presence. And still, without minds like yours, it would never be described as vast. It would never be called beautiful. It would never be known. You are not its purpose, but you are a moment in which it becomes conscious of its own structure. For billions of years, stars burned in darkness without witness. Now, our time. A barred spiral of light turning slowly in the cosmic night. Inside one faint arm, a small yellow star. Around it, a blue planet. On that planet, a mind reflecting on 100,000 light-years of structure. You are not outside the galaxy looking in. You are the galaxy looking at itself. And as your awareness softens into dreams, the spiral continues turning silent, patient, immense. Dark matter does not flicker. But somewhere within that rotating sea of light, a brief spark of consciousness fades gently into sleep, and the Milky Way remains vast, unfinished, and quietly aware through you.